Everyone, I'm Matt Clark, research analyst with Money Markets, here with your weekly marijuana market update. Now, again, make sure you are subscribed to our YouTube channel and get notified every time we do release a new video. We did just launch a new membership program on YouTube that gives you exclusive access to even more cannabis content like videos, interviews with cannabis insiders, a monthly live chat with me, which we're working on getting set up for the end of this month, as well as blog posts about movements in the stock market and much, much more. Just make sure you click the join button down below on our channel's homepage. Find out how you can be a part of this great community. Now, today we're going to discuss a few things in this week's update. First off, I'm going to break down a cannabis company that was emailed to me by a viewer, and then I'm going to provide an update on our brand new Money Markets Cannabis Index. But let's get right into the cannabis company. Recently, Ross sent in an email to me at feedback@moneymarkets.com, and he said, "Good afternoon, Matt. I've been an active listener and enjoy your unbiased analysis when evaluating companies. I'm interested to know your thoughts on 1933 Industries Incorporated. The company is also listed on the Toronto Stock Exchange. Looking forward to hearing your thoughts and analysis on this company, Ross." Well, thank you, Ross. I do appreciate your email and your comments as well, and your question. I'm more than happy to get into that. If you do have a cannabis stock or maybe a news item that you'd like me to take a look at, just email me at feedback@moneymarkets.com. We'll put that email down below here, or you can just ask in the comments below here on YouTube. Now, 1933 Industries Incorporated trades over the counter here in the United States. The ticker symbol is TGIFF, and it is a Vancouver-based cannabis company that produces several medical and recreational cannabis items like lotions, creams, cartridges, THC concentrates, and a lot more. And they have several labels as well. They have Canna Hemp, Canna Hemp X, Canna Hemp Plus, and then Canna Hemp Hemp, which I'm not really sure why the double name is needed, but it's one of their brands, so I figured I'd bring it up. Now, the company started as Friday Night Incorporated back in, I believe, 2008. It changed its name to 1933 Industries Incorporated back in 2018. Now, I want to take a look at the company's financial picture first. And I'll show you a chart. And from 2017 to 2019, 1933 Industries had a nice run going in from around $1 million in total revenue to $14.1 million in those 3 years. That's a little more than 1,300% increase in top line revenue in just 3 years. That's pretty impressive. However, and you know there's always going to be a however or a but, the COVID-19 pandemic really didn't produce the kind of revenue growth for 1933 experienced by other cannabis companies. So this is problematic. And as you can see from the chart here, the top line revenue fell to around $9.4 million and then shaved a little bit off in its fiscal 2021 year down to about $9.3 million. So it's about a 34% drop from its 2019 high. And it's actually gone below 2018 figures. So it's a little concerning. And taking a step further, 1933 Industries has also struggled pretty mightily to generate a profit of any kind whatsoever. From 2015 to 2021, the company has continued just to hemorrhage out cash. In 2020, the company suffered its biggest loss, reporting annual net income of minus $16.9 million. Now, to put that in perspective, it basically means that the company spent nearly twice what it actually brought in for revenue that year. That's pretty massive. Now, in its recent quarterly report they filed back in June, the company did report positive net income of around $600,000, or about a fraction of a penny per share in earnings. It's like 0.002 cents. So it's very small, almost negligible, probably just zero in terms of per share earnings. And so it's very paltry to say the least. Now, consider that in 2020, 1933 Industries reported earnings of minus $15.68 per share, which is a massive shortfall. Those earnings are just that's borderline unheard of even in the cannabis industry. And the cannabis industry is known for companies that just don't make money yet. So to have a minus $15 per share earnings, that's something to watch out for. And its stock really hasn't fared a whole lot better of late either. Now, the stock price had a nice run up into mid-February, along with most other cannabis stocks. However, its drop was just about as steep. After reaching a high of about 12 cents per share on February 16th, the share price started to fall. And 9 days later, after reaching that high, it dropped to 8 cents a share. Now, currently the stock is trading at about 7 cents per share, and it's very thinly traded. It doesn't have a lot of volume behind it, so its price movements aren't really that dramatic. However, to go from 12 cents to 7 cents, that's a 41% drop from that February high. It also crossed below its 200-day moving average, which is which constitutes a death cross, as we call it in the investing world. This is when your 50-day and 200-day moving average cross and converge, which is, if you're going upwards, that's great. It means that you could have more positive momentum. If it's downward, that's not necessarily a good sign. It could signal a further downside to the stock. Now, the company did receive an adult use distribution license in Nevada, and it's hoping its debt holders are going to extend the maturity of some of its debt, which basically means 1933 Industries is now asking its debt holders to give them more time to pay off their senior unsecured notes, which is okay if they get it. If they don't, that's problematic. It means that the debt holders are going to want their payment, and they're going to want it quickly. And 1933 asking for more time suggests that they may not necessarily have the cash in hand to make those debt payments. So all told here, I see a lot of downside with not a lot of upside on this stock. The company is very small. It's very thinly traded. It's got a lot of financial issues here to clear up before I would even want to consider looking at this company as a potential buy. It's cheap, to be sure. I mean, it's 7 cents a share. That's bargain basement price. But I don't necessarily know that it's done going downward. So even at 7 cents, cheap doesn't always mean it's a buy. So it's one thing you have to consider when you're looking at stocks, is that just because it's cheap doesn't necessarily mean that it's a buy. So you have to kind of look at the entire picture here, which I hope I've kind of presented to you in a very brief manner. Now, to me, it's best to stay on the sidelines on this. But again, I mean, you have to make your own decisions. But I do appreciate the question, Ross. And again, do send those questions in to me, feedback@moneymarkets.com. Now, I want to take a look at our Money Markets Cannabis Index. I rolled this out last week as a way to kind of track the broader cannabis market. Now, I'm going to have to tweak it and make some adjustments, which I did. So it kind of shows, it gets a little bit more in perspective. So the index tracks cannabis companies that have market caps of $10 million or more. It's kind of a fair way to kind of look at things. If I went down to $1 million, things would be all over the place. So I just kind of capped it at 10 million. So we track kind of the larger companies, which, I mean, by and large, cannabis companies move about the same. Over the last several weeks, I've been working to develop this index, and I rolled it out last week and made some tweaks to it over the course of this week. Now, according to my latest scan, there's about 223 companies that meet the criteria of market capitalization and either being listed on a major U.S. exchange or over the counter here in the United States. And as you can see, the index did reach a high point in mid-February when cannabis stocks were more popular with investors. There was a lot of talk about federal legalization. More states had put legalization measures on the table. So cannabis stocks were gaining a lot of momentum. And it had a 69% run up from July 2020 to February of 2021. But since then, the index value has fallen about 41%, indicating a drop in the broader cannabis market, which we've all seen. This is not a surprise. So what it basically says is that as a cannabis investor, this gives you a different look at how the broader cannabis market is performing from one day to the next. And it's just kind of another tool to use at your disposal to determine, okay, is now a good time? What is the index? How do things compare to the index? Are they down as much? Are they not down as much? Are they maybe moving upwards? It's just a good comparative way to look at the broader cannabis market. And I'm going to update the index each and every week and let you know how its performance is right here on the Marijuana Market Update. So make sure you stay tuned every week for that. Now, if you do have a question on a cannabis stock or on the market in general, email me at feedback@moneymarkets.com or comment below here on YouTube. Would love to take a look at what you have to say. And I encourage you to take a look at our membership program here on YouTube. I give weekly updates about stocks on our watch list, along with exclusive videos, interviews with cannabis insiders. There's blog posts about cannabis investing news and so much more. We're working on giving you our first live chat with me on YouTube. That's going to come up hopefully at the end of the month. You will be able to ask me just about anything you like related to cannabis investing. I've also unveiled another tool that you can use to help point you in the right direction for cannabis stock investments. And if you join, you'll be able to get access to what that tool is. I didn't want to give it all away for free. I put in a lot of time and a lot of effort, worked very closely with Chief Investment Strategist Adam Odell to really make sure that we've got a robust set of tools in your toolbox to use to help you move forward with cannabis investing. Now, you'll get all that as part of our membership program. Click join down below on our YouTube page and find out more about what you can access by joining. Now, you can also follow me on Twitter. I give you even more insights, not just in the cannabis market, but in the broader market in general and a lot of other things. You can find me. My Twitter handle is @InvestWithMattC. So that's @InvestWithMattC on Twitter. Now, that said, I want to thank all of you for watching our videos each and every week. I appreciate it. I love the feedback, love the comments. Whether you agree or disagree, I love it no matter what. Love you no matter what. We do it because we want to make sure we're bringing the best insights into cannabis and to investing. Now, so coming up this week, we got much more. We'll have the Bull and the Bear podcast. We've got a ton more. We've had Ask Adam Anything that's come out already. And don't forget to check that out each and every week. I get to sit down with Adam Odell and ask him just about any question you like, or at my purview, ask him whatever I like. So I like to stump him and get his insight on some complex stuff. And I know this past week we talked about crypto, which has been very much in vogue to talk about. So you want to check out that video as well. I've also joined Charles Sizemore, our Greens on Fortunes co-editor, in his video series called Investing with Charles. And we've kind of taken a new track here. And so I sit down and kind of put him to the fire as well and ask him some questions to boil things down very simply for investors. So check that out on our YouTube channel as well. MoneyMarkets.com is our flagship. You check that out every day. We've got content up all the time that provides safe, sound, smart, simple, profitable investment information for you. Check that out. Sign up for our free daily e-letter. Get all that information sent to your inbox for free each and every day. I'm Matt Clark, research analyst for Money Markets, your host of the weekly marijuana market update. Wishing you all safe trading.